Well, National Park Service announces our newest national park, Starlink satellite internet update, and National Park Service rolls out a brand new National Parks app. We'll talk about all those things in this episode of Nomad News. I'm Robert Witham. I'm just a guy who's had a lifelong love affair with road trips, the open road. I also used to be a journalist, so I like to put together these little Nomad News episodes and share stuff that's going on that might be of interest to travelers, nomads, snowbirds, and just people who love nature and travel, that sort of thing. I apologize in advance for I know there's going to be some traffic noise in this video. I'm doing the best I can with it, but I'm in town, so I can use the internet because, long story, but I was working with a prepaid reseller. They decided they don't want to shut down. They shut down the AT&T service I was using, and so I need to find another service. Till that happens, I'm relying on public Wi-Fi to get videos uploaded and things, so I'm in town working while I'm recording this. So apologies if that traffic noise does come through. Hopefully I can record it out in the middle of nowhere next time. So West Virginia is home to our newest national park. The New River Gorge National River has been redesignated as New River Gorge National Park and Preserve by Congress a little earlier this year in 2021. The legislation to redesignate New River Gorge as a national park was spearheaded by Senator Joseph Manchin, Senator Shelley Moore Capito, and Representative Carol Miller, all of West Virginia, and was included in the Consolidated Appropriations Act for fiscal 2021. I know that's a mouthful, but that's how it all came about. And you know, national parks don't get set up every day, so a lot of us might wonder, how does this happen? That's how it happened. According to the National Park Service press release, this park features a rugged whitewater river flowing through deep canyons. The new river is among the oldest rivers on the continent. That's kind of cool. The National Park and Preserve includes more than 70,000 acres of land along the river, which showcases the cultural and natural history of the area. This area is popular already for whitewater rafting, hunting, fishing, outdoor sports, and its natural beauty. So next time you're in West Virginia, you may want to check that out. And we have an update on Starlink satellite internet. The Starlink rollout continues. I received an email this week that they are accepting a limited number of new customer signups in my area. They started way up north and are working their way down into other places as they get more satellites up and they build out the infrastructure. According to the Starlink, depending on your location, some orders may take 6 months or longer to fulfill, and they're being processed on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you are interested, you probably want to get signed up as soon as possible. Here's the catch for Nomads. So far, Starlink is only available to those using the service at a fixed location, which doesn't help if you're always moving about. I think it's like within 15 miles of your service address or something. I expect this to change in the future as the network is built out more. Starlink is still in beta, so they're still working out some kinks and things, and I'm assuming that includes the ability to use things more mobile. I really think they're going to be marketing this to not just stationary people in rural areas, but also to RVers and cruisers, people who touring boats, and other things like that, probably law enforcement, emergency services, and those are going to be at different locations for everybody that I just mentioned. So I expect they're going to roll that out eventually. Starlink is still in beta though. Download speeds at this point, they say you can expect download speeds of 50 megabytes per second to 150 megabits per second. Pretty respectable, and latency of 20 to 40 milliseconds in most locations. Again, pretty respectable. They do note that there will be outages because they're still building this whole thing out. It's still beta. Speeds and latency are going to continue to improve as the system is built out with more satellites, ground stations, etc. This may be a really attractive option when it's done. If I was in a fixed location, a rural area, like I've often lived much of my adult life, and had difficulties getting decent internet there, I would definitely be signing up for this now to try it out. Even though there may be some outages and things, I definitely would give it a try. Current prices, if you're interested, during beta is $4.99 for the hardware, $99 a month for service, and of course, sales tax. And finally, in this episode, National Park Service releases a brand new Parks app. The National Park Service recently released a new smartphone app simply titled National Park Service. Now, they have had in the past a number of apps for individual parks, and reportedly, I've never used any of them. Reportedly, they were kind of quirky and at times and challenging, if they worked at all. So anyways, they got a new app out. The idea behind this new app is to allow users to explore information about all of the national park units. There's more than 400 in one convenient place, including photos, accessibility details, hike suggestions, lodging information and reservations, audio tours, and more. One of the really exciting features about this new app is the ability to download maps for offline use while visiting national parks, as many have limited to no cell coverage. Death Valley National Park, for example, not far from where I'm at in southern Nevada right now as I'm recording this, they have no cell coverage at all throughout much of the park. Of course, you may be able to pick up a paper map when you visit, but many people, myself included, would prefer to just have a digital map on my smartphone that works, and so they allow you to download the maps for offline stuff and all the bunch of information about the park for offline use, so you can download before you get there. So if you're going to Death Valley, you're coming from Nevada, you know, if you don't do it before, Death Valley Junction is going to be your last opportunity really to get cell coverage before you get into the park. So you can download that stuff in advance, and that's pretty cool. So thanks for joining this edition of Nomad News, and stay tuned for a really cool video clip of a desert hare that I shot in the snow with a camera in the Sonoran Desert just recently. Hope you enjoy that. I will see you in the next episode, everybody.